We made it back to Australia. After 2 years of disappointment due to COVID-19, the F1 is finally back in the land down under. In 2020, the race, scheduled to take place in its usual position at the start of the season, was sensationally cancelled at the 11th hour after a McLaren mechanic developed flu-like symptoms on arrival to Australia, resulting in a positive COVID-19 result. This saw the withdrawal of the British team from the weekend. Initially, the FIA decided to go on with the race, just without any spectators. However, 2 hours before first practice was scheduled to begin, the event was cancelled, with multiple reports drivers had overnight departed the country with fears of being trapped in Australia due to COVID quarantines. So what's new at Albert Park after 2 years with no F1? After the disappointment of 2020, with fans literally turned away at the gates on the first day, and the further letdown of COVID restrictions still being too tight to allow a race in 2021, Australians are chomping at the bit to see F1 return. And as a treat for all fans, 2022 is the year that the upgrades to Albert Park, the location of the Australian Grand Prix, have been completed. The Australian Grand Prix Corporation appear to have outdone themselves, resurfacing 70,000 square metres of track and modifying 7 corners to increase overall lap speed and decrease lap times by a claimed 5 seconds per lap. With reports the back straight will now see speeds of up to 330 km per hour and turn 6 increasing from 90 to 150 km per hour. The modifications have already been praised by some big racing names, with Oscar Piastri saying, "It looks good. It's been quite a difficult track for overtaking in the past, but I think the new changes mostly make it better. It's going to be an exciting spectacle and hopefully the widening of some of these corners will improve it." Reported towards the end of the week is the news that a 4th DRS zone has been added to the track, meaning there's now 2 detection zones and a record 4 DRS zones, meaning the opportunity to overtake and maintain that overtake should be locked in this year. What do you think of a record 4 DRS zones this weekend? Too many? Are we just artificially skewing the racing? Let me know in the comments below. And while you're down there, please consider hitting the subscribe button. It only takes a second, doesn't cost a thing, but it goes a long way in helping out the channel. Also, you can easily unsubscribe later if you decide. Thanks so much. Also, I have a Twitter and I'll put that link in the description below. I'm actually in Melbourne this weekend for the Australian Grand Prix, so if you want to follow me on Twitter, it'll be full of updates and highlights from the Grand Prix. Please do have a look. So who will win? With Ferrari and Red Bull both showing in Saudi that they are the teams to beat, there's no doubt that again those two teams will be dominating the front of the race. The question, however, is will Mercedes be any closer this week? Reports out of the Brackley-based team is that an updated rear wing will be the first upgrade to the W13 and will arrive this week in Australia. The wing has been designed to resolve the new car's porpoising issues, with George Russell claiming that sorting out that issue will resolve 99% of the problems with the car. I think ultimately it won't be enough for the Mercs to compete yet. While porpoising is an issue, it's not the only one, with drag and power continuing to hamper the Silver Arrows, and I can't see that being resolved just yet. The other question is, what of Ricciardo? The McLarens are well off the pace, but were much improved last week, and with this being Dan's home Grand Prix, we have to hope that they continue to improve and we see a good result for the Aussie, finally back at home after 2 years. Wildly, the other McLaren driver, Lando Norris, was a rookie in his debut race the last time he raced in Australia, so the race holds fond memories for him, and you can expect him to be pushing hard now that he's returned. All in all though, you can't look past Red Bull and Ferrari. All 4 drivers have shown that they're up to the challenge, and all had top pace in both weeks of racing. It's really impossible to expect them to be anywhere else but the top 4 on Saturday, and finally Sunday when the trophies are handed out. With me giving the edge to Max over Charles, it feels like after Saudi, Max still has Charles's number, just slightly, but enough to eke out a win for the second race in a row. All in all, it looks like we're set for a stellar weekend with some great racing on essentially a track we've never seen before. Personally, I can't wait, and I hope we see a fast, competitive race for the long overdue return to the Australian Grand Prix.